Hey, Second Half Lions. This is Steve Crossley. I am the Second Half Lion, and what that means is this channel is about helping men have the most awesome second half of their life they can imagine. To help them go not gentle into that good night, but go into that good night roaring like a lion until the last moment of the last second of the last day. For us to, the last day we're on this earth, we want to know the most, we want to learn the most, we want to give the most, we want to have the most energy expended. We want to really run and give and push all the way to the last day and not lay down and not go gentle into that good night, but go with a roar and go with 100% effort. That's what Second Half Lions are all about. Second Half Lions, that's what it's all about. Subscribe to this channel and become a Second Half Lion. You can see the written blogs on secondhalflions.com, and please give 100% in the second half of your life. It's not over. It's not over. It's just beginning. Hope for the future and respect for the past. I love you guys. Give 100%. That's what this channel is all about. So this video is about how to figure out how many grams of fat, protein, and carbohydrates you need to eat on the keto diet. It's very simple. I'll be writing stuff on the screen as I talk. And here's the thing. You have to know your basal metabolic rate. I go to bodybuilding.com and use their basal metabolic rate calculator. I'll have a link below. And that is, for me, 1,900 calories. I am 5'9", I'm 54 years old, and I have, I weigh 210 right now. So at 210, the calculator comes out to just under 1,900. You can make an adjustment for the fact how much do you work out by the week. So I work out 4 to 5 days a week. Try to make it 6. If I don't make 6, I figure I average that. I average 4 to 500 calories per workout. If you average those out, so let's just say it's 4 days, 500 calories. That's 2,000 calories divided by 7. I have a little under 300 calories a day average. Then I'm going to burn extra, so that brings the total up to say 2,200. 1,900 plus 300 is 2,200. I want to eat in a calorie deficit, so I would like to keep my calories total at about 1,800, as close as possible. So in the keto diet, you have to get in your carbohydrates. I eat almost all my carbohydrates are green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, and that, like mostly spinach. I do eat a little bit of this and that, asparagus. I have eaten a little bit of cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli, but spinach is my mainstay. I'd rather get as many as I can. There's a lot of carbohydrates in avocado. I do eat avocado, so I have to account for that, but I try to get in at least 3 handfuls of spinach a day. So I got 20 grams that goes in first. 20 grams is 80 calories, okay? 20 grams of carbohydrates is 80 calories. I want to eat 1 gram of protein for every kilogram of body weight. When you divide out my weight, that comes out to 97 grams of protein. So that will help me. I will eat a little more. If I find out I'm not gaining muscle and my workouts are too heavy and I'm not making it work, I will change that if I can stay in ketosis. But for right now, 97 grams, keep it under 100 maximum. That's 400 calories. Now I'm at 480 calories, carbohydrates and protein. There's 4 calories for every gram of carbohydrate or protein. In fat, there are 9 grams. So you subtract that out, 1,800 minus 480, right? We have 1,320, okay? So we have 1,320 calories left divided by 9. I can have 147 grams of fat, roughly, okay? That's a rounded number. So if I eat 3 meals and I don't really eat, I eat a fat breakfast or a blended coffee or just a total fat breakfast if I can. I try to get 30 or 40 grams of fat in the morning, and then so I need to get another 50 grams at lunch and 50 grams at dinner. And I don't eat lunch till I'm hungry. But then I've also got 50 grams of protein to eat at lunch and 50 grams of protein to eat at dinner. And that includes my 10 grams of carbohydrates at lunch and 10 grams of carbohydrates at dinner. So I put the carbohydrates in first, whatever I have to eat in vegetables, adjusting for some of the fat sources and some of the protein sources have some carbohydrates, such as cheese. I eat whole milk or whole cheese, high fat cheese, high fat sour cream, high fat. Any product that has a option is always 100% fat to be on a keto diet. So then I put the other two in. I measure how much protein can I eat. The other night at dinner, I could have 5 ounces based on the day and how my day was going. I could have 5 ounces of meat. Took a customer to a steakhouse. I ordered a big steak. I cut out what basically the palm of my hand, what I felt would be 5 ounces. Had melted butter there, actually melted truffle butter, and I took and dunked every piece of that steak into this melted butter to get in 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I put the melted butter on my asparagus. They also have some hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise sauce is 100% fat. So I got the fats that way, 2 tablespoons of hollandaise sauce. So I got my, my 40-50 grams of fat in. I got my 50 grams of protein, and I ate the asparagus, which ended up being, I think, 6 or 7 grams. I can go under in carbohydrates as long as I get enough fiber in. So that's how you figure out what to eat on the keto diet, how to figure your basal metabolic rate. If your basic metabolic rate was 1500, I'm trying to be at least 200 to 300 calories in deficit. I need to adjust that. If I have a week that I do not work out, I need to go down. I need to be closer to 1600, because remember, my basic metabolic rate is about 1900. So if I don't work out and I want to be in a deficit, I need to be between 16 and 1700 calories total. So you cannot eat unlimited fats. You will gain weight in the keto diet if you don't get in a calorie deficit in this eating method. So I'm in the process of that. I have lost already. Tomorrow's actually the weigh-in day, but I believe it'd be about 208. I started out 220 first day of the year. I started a keto diet the 7th because I had a little sickness. I didn't want to start stressing my body before and adapting when it was actually trying to fight off an infection. And then I lost 10 pounds the first week. I'm sure this next week I made some adjustments. I ate way too much protein yesterday, and remember, if you eat too much protein, it will turn into glucose. It will spike your insulin. So moderate protein. I'm working on 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Many people go down as low as 0.7 grams per kilogram of body weight if they have a lot of insulin resistance and they're trying to get their body to adjust. So keep all this in mind. Feel free to ask me anything you want to in the comments. It's a easy calculation, but it's something to pay attention to. Now, lastly, let me get my phone going so I can show you this. I track my macros using the Lose It app. Okay, so let me turn this around, flip down my screen so I can see. And okay, so I go to the Lose It app, which is here in my health things, and this is where I log everything. Now I pay the $30-something a year to get the version that I can see macros. So there's my breakfast. I do drink a green powder for breakfast. I had coffee brewed. I had heavy cream, and tablespoon of MCT oil, 2 tablespoons of clarified butter. So I had a 451 calorie breakfast, and as you can see, it is yellow is fat, so it was 50 grams of fat. I had very little protein and 4 grams of carbohydrates. So you're trying to keep 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs, and as you can see, my breakfast is overloaded in the fat category, trying to kick off the keto and also be able to go until 1, 2 o'clock even before I eat a complete meal. So that is the Lose It app. You can also go to the day summary down here on the bottom. It says my day. You can look, that's the calories, but you can look at the nutrients. Now it's telling me my calories, my max calories per day is 1650 because I have a date in there, and I also have how many pounds a week I want to lose, and it doesn't take into consideration my workouts. So currently today you can see it's almost all fat, very little protein, very little. But then yesterday you can see that, sorry about that, there's Friday. So you can see purple was over 153 grams of protein, and that caused me to lose some keto ground. I did eat, as you can see, 163 grams of fat, so I way overate 34 grams of carbohydrates. I was way over my calorie. You can see from the chart I'm over by at least 300 calories, and just too much food, too big a lunch, and too much dinner. Did not put the carbohydrates and protein in the bucket correctly, and ended up overeating. So like I say, once again, that's yesterday. But you can add everything in. Pay attention when you're logging in the Lose It app, because some of the things entered are entered by other people and they're idiotic. So there's one selection for clarified butter that shows it's 31 tablespoon is whatever, how many grams, and you multiply that times 9, it doesn't come out. So it's 30 grams per tablespoon, and it doesn't calculate out, or 30 grams for 2 tablespoons, I'm sorry. And some of them do, so you just have to watch what you're adding in. Some of them don't show the macros, they just show the calories. But I certainly love that app. My daughter was told by a trainer up in DC to use that app several years ago, and I've been using it while I was on paleo, and I love every minute of it. So I know a lot of people use the MyFitnessPal. If it's working for you, great. As long as you can determine your macros and it's keeping you up to date. As you can see, I already entered my future workout. I'm going to work out in about an hour actually, but you can see it's already, come on, adjust, okay. On the top it says my daily, I can have a couple hundred calories higher than the budget. That's how much food I've eaten. I'm going to have a 400 calorie exercise. I'm going to do a HIIT cardio on the treadmill, and then it shows you how much you have left, and it spreads it out. I don't eat snacks, so the snack calories go back into lunch and dinner. So I can have, that's 400 for snack. I can have those kicked back in. This one adds in your exercise by the day. So I've already done that in my adjustment, so I want to keep it about 1800, 1850 tops, and I'm trying to see if I can eat that properly, get into keto, stay there. I am losing weight, but this is part of the journey. So that's my app I use, and how to figure how much macros you eat on your keto diet. It all starts with your basic metabolic rate, and I would not suggest being more than 200 to 300 tops under that basic metabolic rate, or you will start to starve yourself. You will change your body's stress level, and that's not good, because you will start exhibiting a lot more cortisol. You won't want to burn fat. Your body will go into starvation, survival mode. So anyway, love you guys. Be a second half lion. Master your body. And the goal of being a second half lion is to live until the last day you're on the earth. Live with energy, live with passion, live with love, give, and live with the most maximum life you can possibly live until God calls you home. So love you guys. Talk to you soon. We will be back on another video soon. And don't forget to stay tuned and listen to my boy Rodney Dangerfield reciting the Dylan Thomas poem, Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. One of my favorite scenes of all time from Back to School.
Hold it. That's it. I can't take it no more. I feel like I just gave birth to an accountant.
Wait a minute, Thornton. Thornton, do you remember when we discussed the Dylan Thomas poem? Do not go gentle into that good night.
I don't know. No. Maybe.
Thornton, think.
What's going on here?
Philip, relax. It's my turn. Do you remember it?
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn in rage at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late. They grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Brave men, near death, who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there in the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light.
Thornton, what does that poem mean to you?
It means I don't take shit from no one.